All right. In today's recording, we're going to review how to override a profile. So to do this, we're going to head into our tenant, and you can see all the tenants here. We'll enter here. We'll go to endpoints. So you'll notice we have 4 machines already installed. We have one in ready for evaluation, active, and ready for finalization. It's very important to note, in order to override a profile, it must be in the status of ready for evaluation. To get it to this status, that is either upon a manual install via the direct MSI, or you can go ahead and reset the machine after it's been installed with automatic evaluation enabled. Okay? After you hit reset, it will populate back to the initial status of ready for evaluation. This gives you the ability to see the override profile button. Now, the override profile button is not one that should need to be used often. There are a couple use cases though. You'll notice all 4 of these machines are Windows Workstation standalone. If, for example, 3 of these were Windows Station domain and one came up as a standalone, and you know that this machine needs to be like the rest and they all need to be a domain member, then we can simply override that profile and make it also a domain member. The other use case for doing this is if you install the Senteon agent onto a platform that is not publicly supported. What I mean by that is if it's a server 2016, a server 2012, something that is not actually in technical Senteon support, really it just means we have not done the backward crosswalk to support something that is near or already at end of life. That said, Senteon is completely safe to implement onto these end of life systems. Just know we'll be hardening them to a more up-to-date standard. For example, when I go to override profile here, if, for example, this was a 2016 server, I would still have to harden it to 2019 standards. That means Senteon will attempt to implement as much of the 2019 recommendations that exist on a 2016. And there may be some policies and controls that exist on a 2016 that do not exist on a 2019. Those, for example, will stay out of scope and Senteon will not be able to harden those because, again, we're hardening the 16 box to 19 standards. Again, no issue with doing that. That's just the way it is. So again, here I am overriding it to domain member, and I would just click override profile, and that will reset the evaluation mode for you to onboard it however you see fit. All right. Thank you for watching the tutorial on override profile. We will be continuing to review as we go, and thanks for being a partner.